Hi, I'm Chris Paul. I work as a counsellor in the Hungerford, Marlborough and Swindon area. And today I wanted to talk a bit about meaning and purpose, and perhaps even spirituality. Now, often we face a crisis in our lives, or difficulties, or lack of direction, and we might be quite perplexed by that. We might have achieved a lot of things that we wanted to achieve materially, might have a good job, a satisfactory relationship, and we might think, well, yeah, this is great, but so what? Or that may show up in other ways. It may show up in terms of addictions, can show up in terms of depression or general anxiety, which you can't quite put your finger on what it's about. Sometimes this can be related to lack of direction, because there are times in our lives when we will often question, what's the purpose, what's the meaning, is there any point in what I'm doing? Those can be just general times, or there can be obvious trigger events like a trauma, an accident, a heart attack, kids leaving home, getting married, having a baby for the first time. All sorts of things like this can set off a what's it all about kind of question. Now, something I can work with you on is that question of what's it all about. And I'm not interested in specific religious answers. I'm not interested in finding the truth, whatever that may be. But I am interested in what meaning you might find in your life. Because to not have any meaning or purpose or direction, then it's just one thing after another. And after a time, that may cease to satisfy you. You may think you have meaning and purpose, but sometimes what you think of that is actually following a path which someone else wants for you, which is expected of you, a particular career, doing things because actually that's how they should be done. And there's nothing wrong with doing things that should be done, but sometimes that doesn't satisfy either. And sometimes the things you're doing are things that other people might wish you to do. It might be due to the expectations or attitudes that you inherited from your parents. It might be what society expects of you. But equally, it might be what you expect of yourself, the mindsets and the belief systems that you've taken on from other places. Maybe you've never had the chance to stop and examine what you actually think or thought about it long enough. And that's where a crisis and a chance to reflect can actually be helpful, can actually make you think and reflect and send your life in a different direction. Now, I believe that there are meaning and purpose to be discovered in life, but I don't know what yours might be. But that's something that we could explore together. And it doesn't have to be a spiritual revelation that you find. Far from it. Sometimes you might just be in the wrong career. You might be in the wrong relationship. You might be living your life in a way that's actually not true to your own values and your own value system. Or it could be something more specific. Maybe you always dreamed of doing something remarkable or giving service to others, and you've never had the chance to do that. It's also the case that sometimes we find our meaning and our purpose in more spiritual ways, in exploring who we are and the nature of our lives. And if that's the sort of thing that interests you, or which you think may actually be of assistance to you, we could work with that as well. So if you are having questions like, who am I? What's it all about? Or you're facing anxiety, depression, thoughts about death, wondering about your own mortality, then contact me. Give me a call. That's the sort of thing that together we might work through. Dum, 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 dum.